Right. Hi, everyone. Welcome, and thank you so much for joining us this morning to talk about Fast Pitch 2019. I just want to check, can everyone on the line hear me and see the webinar?
Yes.
Great. Awesome. Wonderful. Thank you for confirming. I do want to just let everyone know that I will be recording this webinar to share it with folks who couldn't make it on the line this morning. So I will be muting microphones until the end, where we'll have space for questions. Great. Wonderful. Great. So we're really excited to launch applications for our next Fast Pitch cohort. So today on the call, you'll be hearing from myself. My name is Sharon Stratton. I'm the program manager at SVPLA. We also have on the line Christine Margiotta, our executive director, who will be available at the end of the call to answer any questions. So today I'm hoping that we will cover a bit of an introduction to social venture partners and social venture partners in LA. We'll talk through the Fast Pitch program itself, as well as the application process and the selection criteria. And then I'll be leaving space to hear from you all on any questions you might have. Great. So Social Venture Partners LA has a twofold mission. Our mission is to catalyze significant long-term social change in LA through the synergy between expanding the capacity of innovative nonprofits and expanding philanthropy by educating individuals to be well-informed, effective, and engaged philanthropists. And so we do this by investing collaboratively our time, our expertise, and our money to collaborate to strengthen nonprofit organizations we work with. Oops. Great. So as you can see, we are a part of a global network of SVP affiliates around the world. We are present in more than 40 cities in 9 countries. Collectively, we are more than 3,400 partners globally, and we've given more than $70 million worth of grants to over 900 nonprofits. In Los Angeles, we were established in 2004 by a group of founding partners. And in that time, we have given just under $800,000 in direct grants to LA County nonprofits, just under $2 million in volunteer time for skilled professions, and an additional $1.8 million in donations from our individual partners. Fast Pitch is our signature program. We are now entering the 11th year of Fast Pitch. We just celebrated our 10-year anniversary earlier this year at our showcase in March, which some of you may have attended. If you are familiar with Fast Pitch, you will notice a slight shift in the program. Sorry, pardon me. You'll notice a slight shift in the program structure in this next cohort. In previous years, we have invited up to 20 nonprofit participants to go through the program. And after participating in the 10 weeks of coaching, we invited a top 10 to present at the culminating showcase event. From 2019, or for next year's program, we will be inviting up to 12 nonprofit leaders, and there will be no elimination round. So all 12 nonprofit leaders who are invited to participate on the program, it is our hope and our expectation that we partner with you throughout the coaching process so that all 12 are ready to present on stage at the culmination. So no elimination round in the next program. So just to capture fast pitch in numbers, as I mentioned, we'll be working with hopefully up to 12 presenters, which will include our current cohort of 6 organizations who are participating on our accelerator program. It is a 10-week coaching intensive. We will be meeting every 2 weeks beginning the middle of January at workshops in downtown LA. And at the end of the 10 weeks, we hold a big final showcase event attended by usually more than 500 people to be held at the Wilshire E-Bell. And at this culminating event, each of the presenters gets up on stage, shares their pitch, the 3-minute pitch that they've spent the 10 weeks working on, and there is a chance to win from a pool of cash prizes, as well as gain donations from the audience through a text to give. And to get each of our participants to the stage where they feel comfortable and excited to share their organization's work at the showcase event, each leader is supported by 2 SVPLA coaches throughout the workshop coaching process. So in terms of what a participant on Fast Pitch will leave the program with, there is a financial offering. SVP offers a modest $1,000 stipend for the selected organizations, plus organizations will walk away with any amount that is raised at the showcase, so either through winning cash prizes or through audience donations. The Fast Pitch, the 10-week coaching process itself, gives participants a really powerful process to get really confident and clear in how you message your work. So as well as walking away with a 3-minute pitch, you'll also get a professional video of your pitch. And so we've heard from previous alum that the professional video was just such a powerful marketing tool. It can be embedded on your website, sent to your supporters. It can be, sent in a newsletter. So that is something that we're excited to offer each of our participants. And again, with a 3-minute pitch, participants in previous years some have said that they've done between 30 to 40 drafts of their pitch over the course of the coaching process. And each of those drafts has allowed them to get more and more clear in how to communicate their work in 3 minutes. But it's also given them a really rich body of body of work that you can pull from when you're having conversations with funders or writing grant applications. So the 3-minute pitch is one of the great things that you walk away with, but it also supports you in other ways outside of that. And finally, participating on Fast Pitch gives participants increased exposure to not only the 500 plus people who will attend the showcase event, but also to the SVPLA network. At SVP, we become a community of support, not only our partners who are our philanthropic donors and volunteers, but also the cohort of peers that you'll meet throughout the program. Fast Pitch is not an insignificant time commitment. So this is something that we really like to emphasize in this application process. In order to be eligible to apply or to participate on the program, applicants must commit to being able to attend all of the following sessions. So these sessions are up on our website, they're on our application form. And so it is all of the coaching workshops that run between January until March, a rehearsal session in March, and then the culminating showcase event on March 21st. All of the coaching sessions will take place at our workshop space in downtown LA, and they all occur on a Tuesday, as you can see, between 10 a.m. till 2:30 p.m. So again, just really encourage you to put a hold on these dates and times on your calendar before you apply. So as well as the time commitment required around attending each of the in-person coaching sessions, we recommend that in order to really benefit from the program, participants should plan to spend a minimum of 4 hours a week outside of these coaching sessions working on their pitch. And some participants have shared with us that they spent significantly more time. So just want to acknowledge and encourage everyone to reflect on the time commitment involved. Eligibility criteria. So again, this is up on our website, and I'm really happy to talk through any specific questions that you might have on this when we shift to Q&A shortly. So first and foremost, applicants must be a 501c3 designated nonprofit or a fiscally sponsored organisation. We have a strong preference for LA-based organisations, given our mission. But if you are not based in LA, we invite you to make the case and share with us how you think your program significantly impacts LA County. The individual who will participate on the program, so who will attend all of those coaching workshops and then present on stage at the showcase, should be the executive director, CEO, founder, or someone with equivalent seniority and decision-making responsibility. If you have participated on Fast Pitch in prior years, you have either been on any of the coaching, you've been a part of any of the coaching process, so as a semi-finalist, or you were a finalist who made it to the top 10, unfortunately, you're not eligible to apply. And finally, we don't have any restrictions on the size of your organizational budget, the age of your organization, how young or how established you are, or your operational or staffing size. So once we receive all applications, we convene a team of SVPLA partners who will assess applications based on their strength in a few key criteria areas. So I'm just going to talk us through these a little bit. Firstly, reviewers are looking to understand the social problem. So is the social problem that the applicant organisation is trying to solve, is it clearly understood and defined, as well as who is affected by the problem? So who is experiencing or impacted by the problem that you are trying to tackle? And so related to this, we're looking at the organisation and the programs, and really what we're looking at is what is the organisation doing to tackle this problem, and how are they going about it? The third criteria point is probably one of the most important. Innovation has been a really important part of Fast Pitch since its inception. And we've sort of learnt over the years that it can be helpful to applicants for us to define what we mean by innovation when we say we're looking for innovation. So we're looking for innovation that creates greater impact. So as opposed to innovation for innovation's sake, or something sort of novel or new, we're really looking at how a particular organisation or program or initiative will demonstrate that it will lead to more dramatic long-term results than existing practices or models. So it's innovation in service of greater impact and not just for innovation's sake. Um, and again, tied to innovation in service of greater impact, we're looking at how does an applicant organisation express and measure their potential for significant impact here in LA County. So are applicants measuring long-term outcomes, so the change conditions or circumstances for people who are experiencing the problem, and not just outputs or activities, so how many programs were run or events were held. We're really looking at what that impact is in terms of improved, more positive conditions and circumstances for people experiencing the problem. And how, as an organisation, are you showing or measuring that progress is being made towards your goals? Finally, the review committee will be looking at leadership, and particularly whether the initiative or organisation is likely to succeed because the leaders have relevant experience, and it's clear that the leader can take the organisation to where they need to get. Great. So we've covered the eligibility. Are you eligible to apply? What the selection criteria will be that our review committee will be reflecting on as we assess all the applications. And so now I can share a little bit more around the nuts and bolts of actually applying for the program. So we've tried to make it as simple as we can. Applications should be submitted online at our website, so that's svpla.org, and they're due on Monday, November 19th at 5 p.m. Our system will shut itself off at 5 p.m, so it won't be able to accept late submissions. So I really encourage you to apply early, and don't wait to hit send at 4:55 on Monday, November 19th. You will receive an email notification once you have submitted your application, just confirming receipt. And all applicants will be notified of the outcome of their submission by Friday, December 14th. So that concludes my formal nuts and bolts sort of presentation portion of this webinar. And I would love to leave some space for us to hear from any of you. Do you have questions about the program or the application process or the eligibility criteria? Christine and I are very happy and eager to answer any questions you might have. So feel free to either speak up. I'm going to unmute everyone on the call if I can figure out how to do that. There we go. So everyone is now unmuted, so feel free to pipe in if you have a question, or you can also type it in the chat box if you're following along the webinar.
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes, hi. Can you share your name and organization?
Yeah, I'm Elizabeth. I'm from Ednovate.
Hi, Elizabeth.
I just had a question about, like, I saw this, I think, in the stack or in something else that I read about, like, the expectation of the person who's coming to the workshop. Mm-hmm. So I just want to understand, like, who that person, like, it said CEO or founder, but let's say, like, you have, like, a director of communications or something like that. Like, what is the expectation of who should be at those workshops?
Yeah, that's a great question. The expectation is that it would be a CEO, a founder, an executive director. That's where we found that the program is most helpful to an organization and a participant. If the applicant and the person who would like to participate in the program is not of a sort of similar role, we invite you to sort of maybe have a chat with us offline, but we really strongly encourage executive directors, CEOs, founders.
Thank you.
Sure. Does anyone else have any questions?
Hi, this is Eileen from Project by Project.
Hi, Eileen. Welcome.
Hi. I have a question regarding similar to I guess the time commitment. Are more than is more than one person allowed to represent the organization at the workshops? Just because I mean, obviously it's a very big time commitment, and I can just maybe anticipate our rep maybe having a time conflict for maybe one of those sessions, and I don't know if that commitment can be shared between multiple people, if the information is still transferred in a good way, if there's like really tight collaboration between the two representatives. Have you seen this happen before?
No. So the person, that's a great question. Thank you so much, Eileen. So the participation can't be shared between more than one person. And really that's just because each participant is paired with two coaches from SVPLA who work really closely with that lead to work on not just the content of their pitch, but also the delivery. And so it's the applicant for the lead applicant stated on the application form should be the individual going through the program the whole way through and attending all of those sessions. Yeah, I guess the short answer is no, it can't be shared between two people. And if that time commitment is a barrier, because we do recognize that it is in service of really getting to that sharp 3-minute pitch, and we acknowledge that it's not a small time commitment.
Right. Totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Actually, I did have sorry.
That's okay.
I'll ask my question later.
Okay. Hi, this is Bunny Hull from Dream a World Education. And I wanted to ask what kinds of metrics you're looking for in terms of long-term outcomes for organizations.
Yeah. So we don't prescribe any sort of metrics that we're looking for. We're really looking for the applicant to share with us how you are currently measuring those long-term outcomes. So whether it is a blend of quantitative and qualitative, depending on where you are with your intervention or your organization, that's entirely up to the applicant. We're just looking to understand, again, what are those outcomes? What is the change condition of life or circumstances for the people impacted by the problem, as opposed to activities, how many events you may have run or how many programs have been created. The metrics that we're looking for are really around how your program or effort is changing the conditions positively for people experiencing the problem. And we leave it to you all to define how you measure that and share that with us.
Okay, great. So they can be qualitative or quantitative.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, terrific. Thank you so much.
Sure. Thanks, Bunny. Eileen, did you have another question?
I did. Are there any, I guess, based on what you've observed, any trends in terms of the level of experience in doing pitches that you've seen from these organizational reps?
I would say that we've had a really broad range of experience. So from leaders who are not as experienced in pitching their story to leaders who may have been with their organization for a long time and are quite used to pitching their work, but found the fast pitch process really helpful in sort of getting outside of their day-to-day and then reframing how they pitch it. So it's a really broad range of experience, from almost very little experience to more experienced.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Eileen. Does anyone else have any questions on the line? No. Okay. It's all quiet. So I hope that means that we've pretty thoroughly answered any lingering questions about the program, eligibility, and the application process. If there are any questions that come up for you as you are about to submit the application or preparing to submit it, do feel free to reach out to us by email. My email is up on the screen, and I'm happy to answer questions at any time. So thank you all for your interest in FastPitch, and I'm really looking forward to receiving your applications. And thank you for making time on the webinar this morning.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.